Indeed, many thanks for joining us right here at Lookuptv. My name is John Matava. Today being the 8th day of February 2024. We have a lot for you, including e-citizen payment row and of course a Kangai illicit brew probe. That and much more coming up just after the highlights. Tonight, 20 people blind as of today after consuming the Kangai killer brew as investigations continue. The government will not backtrack on payment of fees via e-citizen, says government spokesperson Mwaura. And the 4th edition of Magical Kenya Ladies Open kicks off at Vipingo Ridge, Kilifi County. Welcome to the broadcast from wherever you're watching from. You can be part of the broadcast via socials on Twitter, on Facebook, and as well as on YouTube. Our sign language interpreter once again is Felista Adundo. Let's get started. The owner of the California bar that sold the deadly liquor that left at least 10 people dead will remain in custody for further 20 days as investigations continues. As Shamila Baraza now reports, this comes as government spokesperson Mwaura now says respective departments will intensify their efforts in the fight against illicit brew in the country.
Illegal alcohol from California bar continues to cause more harm, with 20 people reported blind as of today. According to government spokesperson Mwaura, the government continues to monitor the situation, noting that efforts will be intensified to ensure the sale of illicit brew in the country comes to an end.
It's a serious issue and needs to be monitored. Or certainly there must be some failure around our security apparatus, our provincial administration, and that I'm sure with His Excellency the Deputy President, Rigathi Gachagua, who I had a long conversation with yesterday, is something that he is going to take over and going forward.
This comes as Kirinyaga County Deputy Governor David called upon those who are suspected to have consumed the alcohol to go to the hospital to get treatment. David added that the bar was not licensed by the county government.
Nahimiza wale ambao wako nyumbani ambao wanaweza kuwa kunywa hii pombe waje kwa hospitalini zetu ndio waweze kutibiwa.
As investigations continue, the Kenya National Commission on Health Rights has initiated investigation over Kangai killer brew. According to Professor Marion Mutugi, the commission is collecting data from ground to establish what led to the death of unsuspecting Kenyans, noting that government officials should be held accountable for failing in their mandate.
Investigations on the ground have confirmed official figures of 10 people dead. There are up to 20 who are reported to have been affected with blindness and have been treated in various hospitals and health service providers in the county. I have information that the proprietor has been arrested more than 15 times, the latest one in January, but every time that he has been arrested and arraigned in court, he pays a fine and continues with his business.
Shamila Baraza, Lookuptv.
Many thanks, Shamila, for that story. Away from that, Tieti Member of Parliament William Kamket and the West Pokot Deputy Governor Robert Komole have been questioned by detectives from the Directorate of Criminal Investigations in Nakuru on allegations of incitement to violence. Kamket was questioned for over 2 hours before he was set free, but is set to appear before the criminal investigators in 2 weeks' time. The two were summoned by the regional DCI boss Charles Kanyuira to share details related to investigations on the banditry attacks in the Rift Valley region. Tieti Member of Parliament Kamket and West Pokot Deputy Governor Robert Komole have been interrogated by the DCI officers in Nakuru of allegations of inciting violence in the North Rift region.
They have told me that I have been released on a free bond to come back in 2 weeks' time.
According to police reports, Kamket and his colleague Robert Komole are suspected of inciting Tiaty residents in Baringo County to invade the Rift Valley area involving banditry attacks.
I'm here representing my client, Honorable Robert Komole, the Deputy Governor, County Government of West Pokot. First and foremost, I wish to confirm that indeed His Excellency Deputy Governor Robert Komole has been arrested. He was summoned yesterday to appear before the DCI this morning here in Nakuru. In answer to the summons, he appeared this morning.
The two had been summoned by the regional DCI boss Charles Kanyuira to give more information about the enduring banditry attacks in the Rift Valley region.
As it is, he's under arrest and nobody is offering us any information. All they are telling us is that they are expecting orders from above.
Additionally, Kamket accused the government of targeting and arresting him whenever violence and attacks occur in the area.
All I know is that I've become the poster boy for arrest for any crime. When the state, whichever administration wants to arrest a member of parliament, they'll always come for me.
John Matava, Lookuptv. Away from that, various legislators today appeared before the National Assembly, a budget and expenditure led by Kiharu Member of Parliament Ndindi Inyoro to defend their bills before being tabled in the National Assembly. MP Barongo Obadia of Bomachoge Borabu passionately defended his bribery amendment bill. A bill that aims to ensure that the over 120,000 traffic officers have two pocketless uniforms in a bid to curb collection of bribes of Kenyan roads. The process will cost 2.2 billion Kenyan shillings, 2.8 billion shillings and 2.9 billion shillings for the first 3 years respectively.
Because I'm seated next.
The Bomachoge Borabu lawmaker claims that the bill will ensure there is enough evidence for the relevant authorities in cases involving traffic officers taking bribes as the fight against corruption intensifies.
I'm sure most of you have experienced traffic situations that have actually kept you there the whole night or the whole day. So I think for our country right now, we still need a mix of putting traffic police on the road, as well as much as we would like to embrace technology for the future.
Tigania Member of Parliament John Mutunga presenting his submissions as contained in the Agricultural Professional Registration Bill 2023, which aims to register every professional involved in agricultural matters, noted that the bill aims to ensure regulations are put in place to ensure those who go against the regulations are held accountable.
The bill has provision for anybody who wants to practice agriculture in Kenya must be registered. If you are not registered and you are practicing agriculture in Kenya and you are practicing agricultural advisory services, if you are engaged in selling agricultural advisory services, then you must be registered with this board so that we can know you are professional in agriculture, in which area you have professionalism, and therefore which area are you operating, so that you can be able to check, are you doing as per the professional background and competencies that you've listed in your...
Gilgil Representative Martha Wangare also sought to defend her proposals before the committee on the Birth and Death Registration Bill 2023, which she says intends to bring services closer to the public during the obtaining of related certificates, insisting on the difficulties experienced by parents, especially those seeking to enroll their children in school in order to be listed under the digital system NEMIS.
You'll always get chiefs telling you, I want to go pick for you, I want to bring me 2,000, bring me 1,000, and many people suffer. The issue of death and statistics and birth and death statistics chair, you'll appreciate that most people that are actually low income have more children than the middle income. So the people we are targeting with this legislation is the majority in the villages who cannot afford even fare to go get this very crucial document. We as politicians have an interest in this. I don't have any registration center, and when you have lost a loved one, the least you would expect is to be comforted. So you can imagine how difficult it will be to take a very long journey to go out of your constituency to go and report a death there. So I really want to support this, and I have confidence that this
is going to pass.
Joseph Getari, the Member of Parliament for Central Kirinyaga, also presented his Bill of Power in the Land Law 2023, noting that the bill aims to protect land buyers from fraudulent individuals who pose as land sellers using famous and affluent individuals in the market.
You asked whether the objective of the bill will task the registrar to confirm the ownership of the land. I had in my proposals talked of that, but it has so far been removed. But I said I proceed. We can cause an amendment such that if I want to sell and advertise my piece of land, I get a confirmation from the chief land registrar that if it is Getari and company, land buying company, I own 10,000 acres in Marindi. That confirmation. So that when they are going to advertise, they have a document from the chief land registrar saying that this land belongs to this company, or this company is selling on behalf of the owner, who is ABCD, and they have an agreement.
Stanley Lugaria, Lookuptv, Nairobi.
Many thanks, Stanley Lugaria, for that story. Away from that, Kevin Kang'ethe, the man accused of murdering a girlfriend in the U.S., has escaped from police custody. Kang'ethe is said to have escaped after he was released to meet a man who has presented himself to the station claiming to be his lawyer. Puzzling details have emerged surrounding the brazen escape of murder suspect Kevin Kinyanjui Kang'ethe from the Muthaiga police station in Nairobi. Kang'ethe is accused of brutally killing his girlfriend at an airport in the U.S. before he fled to his home country in Kenya. A police report documenting the incident says that he has left the country's security apparatus on the spot, indicates that the daring escape happened at around 5:30 p.m. on Wednesday in presence of the station commander, who only heard a commotion as our officers attempted to chase her after fleeing Kang'ethe. 4 police officers and their alleged lawyer are in police custody. Kenya has reaped big from President William Ruto's current visit to Japan after signing financial agreements worth 350 Kenyan billion shillings. These agreements are aimed at supporting projects in the sectors that are aimed at turning around the economic fortunes of the country. The largest projects to benefit are the Dongo Kundu infrastructure ecosystem and the Mombasa Gateway Bridge at a cost of 260 billion Kenyan shillings. President Ruto and the Prime Minister Fumio Kishida also agreed that Kenya will issue a 40 billion Kenyan shillings samurai bond in Japan to finance energy and infrastructure projects. Through the United Nations, Kenya will receive 320 million Kenyan shillings humanitarian and for those affected by the recent El Nino related floods. President Ruto witnessed the signing of the bilateral agreements on Thursday after holding talks with the Prime Minister Kishida of Japan.
We witnessed the signing of a memorandum of understanding to issue a samurai bond and also a letter of intent with respect to defense cooperation to strengthen our partnership in the field of defense and enable us to work together in promoting peace and stability in Africa and in all maritime trade routes. As you know, we have challenges in our region, in Sudan, in Somalia, and associated areas. We also have the war in Europe, what is going on elsewhere, and the defense cooperation signed between our two governments will go a long way in enabling Kenya to work with Japan in securing our roots, in securing our countries, and in peace and stability in our region and globally. On infrastructure, I'm very happy that we have now concluded discussions on the development of Mombasa and the coastal region, including the Mombasa Gateway Bridge, Dongo Kundu Special Economic Zone and associated infrastructure in the coast region. And we have agreed on an accelerated time-bound execution plan as some of these projects had been delayed. On agriculture, we acknowledged Japan's support for the completion of phase 2 of Mwaura irrigation scheme and the completion of the National Rice Master Plan to cover the entire country as a mechanism of achieving food security in our country and also throughout our continent, with Africa's food security in mind.
You're watching Lookup News at exactly 16 minutes top of the hour. We are off for a break. We'll be coming back with more news for you. Stick around.
Mambo ni mawili, kufikisha, kumwaga na kurudi. Kulala ni mwaka mpya.
Muka we mse. Wewe mbaya. Wewe kwani wani vile dereva anaendesha gari vibaya? Lazima tususe. Anaendesha gari na kwa simu the whole time hata angalia barabara. Wewe mwaka iliyopita peke yake watu zaidi ya 3,000 walipoteza maisha yao barabarani kwa sababu ya tabia kama hizo. Hautatuangamiza tukiona.
Naomba msamaha, tampeleka vizuri.
Si wameomba msamaha. Sasa twende tusafiri kwa mwendo wa aste.
Dere Smart hufikisha abiria salama. Ujumbe huu umeletwa kwako na NTSA kwa ushirikiano na European Union.
Infinity Industrial Park is one of the largest private industrial parks located along Eastern Bypass, Nairobi, which provides modern infrastructure for smooth operations for industries and business enterprises. Infinity Industrial Park offers world-class amenities and facilities with wide roads, a police station, a power substation, fire station, public transport stage, hospital, and shopping mall. In addition, Infinity Industrial Park also offers CCTV cameras, 24-hour private armed security patrol, sewer, water, fiber optic cable, and 3-phase power connection, added to public utility, canteen, and dining areas. Sail on the golden opportunity to invest in Infinity Industrial Park, fully serviced warehouses at a special price of 3,569 Kenyan shillings per square foot. For more inquiries, visit our website infinityindustrialpark.com.
Welcome back and thank you so much for staying with us. The government remains adamant that parents will be required to pay school fees via the e-citizen. This despite a court ruling that ordered the directive to be altered. As Ian Keitani now reports, government spokesperson Isaac Mwaura insists that despite facing opposition, the directive faces the government will not relent in its quest to weed out corruption.
Despite a court ruling that suspended the directive by the government that ordered all parents to pay school fees via the e-citizen platform, government spokesperson Isaac Mwaura now maintains that the government will not backtrack on the directive.
Mambo ya kusema kuni na chakula ni sawa, ilikuwa inafanyika wakati wako huo na huenda ikawa inaendelea kufanyika, lakini tunasisitizia watu walipe kupitia mtandao wa e-citizen. Ni muhimu sana hilo tusisitizie, kwa sababu hujui ukipatia huyo mwalimu chakula kama ni yeye anakula ama ni mwanafunzi. Hujui itakwenda wapi. Uweze ukasema kwamba hicho chakula unachokipatiana ni cha mtoto wako ama yeye ataenda kuuza alafu ndio wapate pesa. Huo ndio ukora ambao unafanyika. Huyo mama pengine akienda kuuza soko na serikali inaendelea kutengeneza masoko, apate hiyo pesa, atatumia.
Mwaura, in a press briefing in Nairobi, dismissed claims of parents paying school fees through the barter trade system, insisting that the directive will stand as the government aims to deal with corruption family and squarely.
Na mambo ya kusema mambo ya e-citizen, tunalipa M-Pesa kila wakati. Tusianza kufanya ni kama ni jambo geni. Unaweza kulipa hizi pesa kwa sababu unatumia simu yako ya rununu, sio lazima ukwende kwenye benki. Na watu wengi sana hata ambao tumeketi hapa tunalipa karo kupitia nini? Paybill. Hiyo ni kitu ambacho tunafanya watu wengi sana. Pengine wale wangependa kuweka siasa katika mpango huu wote.
The High Court through Justice Chacha Mwita issued orders to halt the directive given by Education PS Belio Kipsang following a petition filed against it by Nakuru-based Dr. Magare Gikenyi. Justice Mwita noted that the petition had raised fundamental questions warranting his directive. The ruling read in part, and I quote, "An interim conservatory order is hereby issued suspending the circular or letter by the Principal Secretary Belio Kipsang, Minister of Education, dated 31st 2024, requiring parents, guardians and or students to pay fees and or any other levies for all government learning institutions through the e-citizen platform or any other digital platforms until 13th of February 2024, when the court will issue further directions in this petition." With the directive raising heated debate, Mwaura's sentiments could be a hint of a defiance over court orders yet again by the RUTO-led administration. The Kenya Kwanza administration has been on the spot over defiance of court orders, with a section of Kenya Kwanza legislators referring to court rulings as just papers. Most recently, President William Ruto hit out at the judiciary over the housing levy ruling, vowing that the program will continue despite the Court of Appeal's verdict halting it. This was after the appellate court declined to extend an order allowing the government to continue collecting the housing levy, meaning that the state will be compelled to stop deducting money from salaried Kenyans. However, the question remains, following government spokesperson's sentiments and the court ruling issued yesterday, what next for parents? Ian Keitane, Lookuptv.
The government has ordered a nationwide crackdown on the counterfeit seeds ahead of the planting season in March. Agriculture and Livestock CS Mithika Linturi announced that the crackdown will target agrovet centers that are selling fake seedlings to unsuspecting farmers. Additionally, Linturi oversaw distribution of 1,800 bags of subsidized fertilizer to issuance to farmers in Makueni County, as well as 100,000 free animal vaccines for livestock farmers in Makueni, Machakos and Kitui counties.
Mbegu free sasa ni plan kwenda kupanda. So wewe ili uweze kusaidika kwa mipangilio ya serikali na unasikia mbegu fertilizer tunauza na 2,500. Mbegu yetu ya certified seed maize ni 420. Ukiwa kwa hiyo system tunaongea juu yake. So with that arrangement, hautaibiwa na hii mkora wanauza 80-50 kwa mfuko ya kilo 2.
And we must condemn the people who are selling fake seeds. Mtu anatengeneza pesa na jasho na machozi ya Wakenya. It's wrong. Na kwa hivyo mtusaidie ili these people just need tukiwapatia, and the last time walivuna vizuri pia, other than this tuliwapatia mbegu.
Residents of Kenya Bige in Gitare area in Kisii County have decried increasing cases of insecurity in the area, which have continued to cause fear among them. This follows an incident where a security guard was hacked to death at night by a non-thugs who were heavily harmed. As Beatrice Kagea now files, locals now want the police offices in the area transferred as they have been accused of abetting crime in the area.
Kianyabinge, Getare area, Kisii County, where the number of cases of isolated criminal activities, including burglaries and reported attacks on innocent locals, have been on the rise in the recent weeks. According to locals, the village has been grappling with spontaneous night break-ins, with the latest attack by unknown assailants leaving a night guard dead, an incident that was witnessed by Dominic Oriuki.
Ilikuwa ngumu kwangu sana kwa roho yangu, sababu sijawahi mtu akiuliwa. Niliona tu akikatwa mapanga hapa na nikiangalia, na hiyo kisanga ilifanyika kukielekea asubuhi.
The incident that saw the night guard chased into a residential compound and hacked to death has left the residents traumatized. Mohamud Salim, a victim of the same, recalls the day he had an encounter with thugs.
Nimepigwa njiani mwendo wa saa 7 ya usiku, nikisindikiza mke akienda shughuli ya kufagia, mimi kurudi nikapigwa. Hiyo ni miaka moja nyuma, wakati hao masari wamedumu hapo kwa kiwango kikubwa.
In order to leave no room for such cases to thrive in the area, which interferes with peaceful coexistence, residents now want police officers who have overstayed in the area to be transferred, as they have been accused of abating crime in the area.
Hata askari wa polisi akikaa mahali muda mrefu, hiyo area inakaa kama kwake, wanazoeana na wananchi wapo. Anastahili kuja within 3 months ameenda.
The police have also been accused of hurling tear gas canisters into residential houses, thus endangering the lives of innocent people, with local leaders now recommending constructive dialogue to resolve any differences to avert confrontations which causes harm to innocent residents. Beatrice Ilavonga, Lookuptv.
Residents of Sabot village in Bungoma County are set to reap big after years of struggle with the poor phone call communication signals. This after officers from the communication department noted that the problem has been experienced for years after the department was working on resolving the issue, a move that they say will aid development in the area. Faith Charles with more.
Sabot village, Mount Elgon constituency in Bungoma County. Residents have gathered in one place trying to access communication signals, an indication communication is a challenge for them, a problem they have lived with for close to 60 years now. Ben Komoi, a teacher who has lived in this area for 25 years, knows that communication between students and the community has been an issue for years.
Sehemu chache tu ambayo tunapata kitaka kupiga simu unaelekea huko. Kama kwa mfano eneo hili lote kubwa, sehemu moja tu ndio tunapata habari. Ukienda hapo unapiga simu, kimalizana nayo mambo ya simu unafunga. Mambo ya kuenda social media unateremka mpaka Kapsokoni ndio upate mambo ya Facebook, WhatsApp, Twitter, utume chochote.
Unaendea mpaka mahali unapata mawasiliano baadhi tu, kwa sababu kuna wanyama, wildlife kama nyang'au, bandi iko nyang'au.
The distant pictures we found of this area indicate that there are no communication towers, a clear sign that communication is indeed a challenge. Alongside the communication issues, area residents lament over what they term as poor infrastructure, health services, and even lack of proper power supply, which has hindered development in the area.
Barabara pia isasaulike, mambo ya hospitali pia isasaulike. Masomo yaangaliwe kwa upana, kwa sababu walimu huku ni wachache.
Nikitaja shule ya Labot, network wanakuja kutafutia hapa. Network ya Iya pia wanatafuta. Ngambo ile Tobo wako pia na network ndogo. So tungeomba kama tungepata booster moja kwa eneo hili, inaweza kusaidia hata hizo mashule zote.
Stakeholders in the communication sector admitted to communication being an issue in the area, noting that they have intensified efforts to ensure the issue of lack of communication signals is a thing of the past, as the area is widely known for food production, and if at all the issue will be solved, then the region stands to largely benefit in regards to development.
This particular visit is on those through voice connectivity, and at least 3G, they are not reached, especially in those areas we have mentioned on Mount Elgon. And the Communication Authority is the one charged and mandated by law to ensure that every citizen where they live is able to be reached by quality communication. And there is also they have the Universal Service Fund. That is the fund which is utilized and managed by the Communications Authority to ensure that we reach the underserved and the unserved areas.
Charles, Lookuptv.
A young couple are nursing serious injuries at Isiolo County Referral Hospital following a lion attack incident. The unfortunate ordeal occurred at Elson Dirim village while they were collecting firewood. Luckily, they managed to survive the after bravely wrestling the rogue lion. George Kayesi with more in our news wrap.
Tension is palpable in Elson Dirim village in Isiolo County after a couple was attacked by a lion while they were out to collect firewood. However, the couple managed to survive the ordeal after bravely fighting the ferocious big cat, which proved futile at first, and are now calling upon the Kenya Wildlife Service to deal with such cases by restoring the wild animals in the reserved areas.
Ilikuja imefukuza mwanamke juu ndio alikuwa nyuma, mwanamke akanipita mbele yangu. Sasa mimi ikanirukia ndio ikaniangusha chini, nikaanza kunikanyangia chini kwanza.
Watu wa KWS wanafaa kuchunga wanyama wakae porini wasitoke, na wakitoka they make sure when they have the information kwamba ziko nje, they should take care of that.
Meanwhile, as schools reopen, hundreds of aggrieved students from poor families in Samburu County remain stranded at home as they are unable to join preferred secondary schools as parents and guardians cannot afford school fees. The parents, led by Samburu women representative Pauline Lenguris, are appealing for help from donors and well-wishers to help fund their education.
Nilikuwa na max 270. Naomba wahisani wanisaidie. Mamangu ana mbele wala nyuma.
Wanafunzi wengi hawajaripoti form 1 kwa ajili ya ukosefu wa karo. Nawaita pia wahisani wale ambao wanaweza kusaidia. Kama kuna mtu mahali anaweza kuguzwa ambaye anaweza kusupport mtoto mmoja ama mtoto mbili, mnaweza nitafuta.
Elsewhere in Nakuru County, Governor Susan Kihika fulfilled the campaign pledge of promoting health workers on contract. Speaking at a ceremony in Nakuru, the governor gave 187 health workers on contract letters confirming their promotion.
Through continuous engagement with the Public Service Board, has been able to reduce the backlog by appointing 136 officers from the 2016 cohort in the health sector, from contract to permanent and pensionable terms. In addition to that, we have also appointed 51 officers from the 2020 cohort in the health sector who are engaged on Salaries and Remuneration Commission, SRC terms, from contract to permanent and pensionable terms.
Finally, Jackie Maribe and Joey Rungu are set to know their fate in a case of murder of businesswoman Monica Kimani tomorrow after High Court revised the judgment date. The two are implicated in the murder of businesswoman Monica Kimani in 2018. George Kayesi, Lookuptv.
Time for some sporting action now. Kenya's Vipingo Ridge-based golfer Jacqueline Walter is leading Team Kenya at the Magical Kenya Ladies Open after faring to over 75 to be tied on 40th position after day one of the ongoing fourth edition of Magical Kenya Ladies Open at Vipingo Ridge in Kilifi County. Walter bagged 2 birdies, 4 par and 2 bogeys in front of 9. Old birdie on 16th and bagged 7 par and a bogey in back 9. South Africa's Cara Golay and England's Elena Givens tied for the first place as day one with 69 points.
I wanted to the one thing I wanted for myself was to have a cool, calm head and see what happens, basically. And I feel like today I really managed to do that. I had the first day nerves, obviously first time ever playing a pro event, so even more nerves, and I feel like I really faced that head on and I was ready to keep my cool. performance-wise, like my results, I'm not too happy with them, but I'm not upset. I'm pretty content, happy with the first day, and see how it goes tomorrow. I'm definitely going to keep a cool head, but also take what I learned from today. There were some mistakes that I made out there that really weren't necessary, so I'm going to be keep an eye out for those and manage myself a bit better, but overall keep that cool head, stay with that mentality, and I'll be happy.
With anticipation mounting for the WRC Safari Rally 2024, rally driver Issa Mwaura is working to secure Dennis Mwaura as his navigator for the second consecutive year after the retirement of his longtime partner Job Njiru in 2022. Mwaura has been on the hunt for the navigator who can match his pace and experience, reflecting on the importance of a seasoned navigator. Mwaura underscores Mwendo's expertise and expresses his desire to continue the successful partnership. Mwaura is particularly excited about the rally's return to Easter, a tradition that holds sentimental value. He eagerly awaits the opportunity for his children to witness him in the action, just as he watched his father compete when he was young.
We did with Dennis Mwaura last year. I hope he's available. I'll give him another opportunity. So unless he's not available, then I'll be into problems. I have to try and get someone who is experienced, yes, to keep up with my pace. Yes, you cannot just go and pick and somebody who was starting running from 2 days or 1 year, 2 years. We need a little bit of experience. Expectations are always high. We want to finish first because we don't win without finishing. We want to finish and finish well and finish in a good position. Last year we came fourth. This time we want a podium 1, 2, 3, or mostly 1. I actually want 1. And we know we are capable, we have the skills, we have a car to drive that. And that is our main this year. Easter gives everybody a chance to come and experience motorsport, gives more fun to come and watch the rally. Even the hospitality gives a lot of people time to come and enjoy the hospitality which Kenya gives, the magical Kenya. So it's a good thing. Schools will be closed, children will be able to come. My children will also be able to come and watch Daddy drives. So it's a nice thing. Yes, and especially during Easter, the weather changes.
The eagerly anticipated Football Federation (FKF) elections have become the center of a heated debate as former footballers demand significant overhaul of the electoral process. Kenya Soccer Players Association (KESPA), in a bold move, criticized FKF's decision to use the same electoral code that was employed in the 2020 polls. KESPA President Harold Ndege argued that the current code unfairly disadvantages potential candidates and inherently benefits the existing FKF leadership.
We expect an independent body to oversee the law, that is, to oversee the election, that is IEBC. We expect to have a valid and correct voter register that is ratified by IEBC. We expect that the sections of the Electoral Code of 2020 that were deemed unfit, that were deemed unreasonable, that were deemed against the laws and the Constitution of Kenya to be done away with as soon as yesterday. And we are calling upon FIFA, we are calling upon CAF, we are calling upon the Ministry of Sports through the Cabinet Secretary, Honorable Babu Namwamba, through the Principal Secretary, Honorable Tum. We are calling upon the Office of the Sports Registrar, we are calling upon the Office of the DCI, we are calling upon the Office of the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission to take note of those illegalities that had been highlighted by the SDT on the Electoral Code of 2020 and to ensure that those individuals who are aiding and abetting those illegalities, that action is taken against them.
Thank you. We want to ask the Kenya Football Federation and especially the refereeing department that let us create a conducive environment for our referees so that they can perform. Many of our referees are working under intimidation and fear. For instance, when you have your appointment, if you have other issues that can make you not honor the appointment, you're supposed to write to the CEO, which to us we feel that it is not in order. Why you bring the CEO to matters of
Right, we call it a wrap right here on Look Up News at exactly 40 minutes top of the hour at 9 p.m. My name is John Matava. Our sign language interpreter has been Felista Adundo. Thank you so much for watching. And the team that made this bulletin a success, we are saying thank you. Keep it Look Up TV. Have a good evening.